Well, hello. So today we're going to talk about investing. Yes, I do some investing. I am not going to tell you what I invest in. I'm not going to reveal my secret portfolio for you, but it's pretty meaty. It's good. I trust it. I trust my choices, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's above, uh, standards. It's way above standards actually. But don't tell nobody. And how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I arrive at these? Just some thoughts out there. How do I do this? First and foremost, when you're starting to invest, I recommend starting off with $500. I started with 20, but I also practice magic. Uh, and so, but I recommend you start off with 500. Now, what I recommend is if you're a Pokemon collector, which I'm not, but you like Pokemon, look at stock trades as form of Pokemons, as form of these little creatures that are entities unto themselves that can grow and evolve and transform, and just look at it from that kind of consciousness. That's what I recommend first. Now, be excited, be excited, be excited. Uh, can you tell me where that's from? Then the second one, what movie was that from? One of my favorite movies, by the way. Then the second one is be excited and also follow the signs. I tend to buy magical numbers. When I see magical numbers, 101, 202, 212, anything that's derivative of 72 or, with 777, 666, I don't know. If you like dark stocks, 666 can be a good number. It just depends on, it's 777 can be a negative number too. So it just depends on where it falls. There's two mirrored elements of the tree, but that's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. Then, okay, so getting back into stock buying. So think about it as a consciousness, as an element, as a being. Then do your research. Of course, you don't want to just go dilly lily weely wally. Hear you. No, you want to do your research. You want to back it up. You want to back up your spiritual hoo ha with some candid, strong research. For instance, and some forecasts as to what you. So there's a lot of ballots on that are happening. The election time is a great time to invest because things are like, ooh, I don't know what's going to happen. And one of the things could be like, for instance, for smokers. A lot of states are introducing a $2 tax into their smoking thing. So a lot of people are going to want to quit smoking. Ooh. So you might want to look into companies that create, that help people in quitting smoking, which I did. Really? And then you want to look at how they handle, how they behave, what's their returns. You also want to look at, did someone buy a bunch of stuff earlier? When you see those like high numbers, and you can learn how to stock buy. Like if you go look up stock E-Trade, how to buy stocks. I'm not going into the details. I'll go into the details later in joke format. So so what you do is when you see a bunch of that green number, you're like, ooh, somebody's buying a bunch of this stuff, and I noticed it did not sell. So someone's holding up for a specific reason. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon. And is it good? Is it bad? Could it be someone pumping and dumping? What's pumping and dumping? I don't know. I don't even know if it's called pumping and dumping. But it's basically when someone buys a bunch of stock in order to elevate, and then they dump, and everybody's like, "Ooh, look at that!" And then they get on the bandwagon, and then they're like, "Wah, wah." We just did it to elevate the price. Get it? So that's not nice, right? But what goes around comes around, and I'm sure those people will get there in return. But you also want to look at the law as to what's going on, whether bills are being passed. For instance, and if you want to do some dividends, you want to look up a dividend, okay, do a meaty kind of, I say, even, go, there's some that are really, there's some penny stocks that are like, oh, they're about to explode, and you're just like, what? But you know what I mean? And so they're there, and then, but you got your dividends. What are dividends? Dividends is basically the equivalent of every time I have the scissors, right? As long as I hold the scissors, every quarter, the company will give me a penny or, or less than a penny or whatnot. Now, what if, or usually like maybe 50 cents, something like that, something crazy like that. What if I had 100 scissors, and if I held on to those 100 scissors, for every scissors, I would get 15 cents. So you could do the math. Yeah, I'm not going to do it with you. What the heck? I can. I'm good at math. I'm good at the maths. But I do recommend that you Look up dividends. Just look up dividends and be like, what's the deal with dividends? Now, some people say, what's your return? What, 3%, 50%, 100%, 200%? You know, it all depends on your magical abilities and the company itself, of course, that is doing its work. But it depends on the cohesion between you and the universe and managing the money and what's the deal and what's the 411. So that's my gift to you. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful year. Take care.